Right. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for your broadcast here. Taking a look outside, you can see through the panels there a wonderful fiery sunrise as we wait to bring in this Tuesday here in Amarillo. Temperature sitting at 40 degrees. Our winds coming in from the west northwest at 10 miles an hour. We have a brief wind shift due to a trough that has moved through. So that is going to keep our temperatures just a little bit cooler than yesterday, but we're still well above average, and our dew point is at 23. Taking a look at our temperatures around the panhandle, many of us are in the 40s and 30s to begin the day, 36 in Dumas, 37 in Perryton, 33 in Hereford, and 44 for Clovis. Taking a look at our radar and water vapor imagery, it's quiet in at least the center two-thirds of the country. You could see everywhere from the Four Corners region over into portions of the Ohio River Valley. It's pretty quiet. So if you're traveling anywhere through there, whether by road or by air, or even if you're taking the train, all of that should be clear. However, if you are traveling to a major travel hub in the Northeast, such as New York, Philly, even maybe Boston at some point, may have some issues. Right now, they're experiencing some snow and wintry precip. Just a closer look at what they're going through right now. At first, some of this wasn't making it to the ground, but now we are starting to see some reports of some snow making its way in. So if you're flying into a LaGuardia, JFK, Newark, going into this New York for the holidays, you may encounter some travel issues for sure. But it won't be a long issue or a long duration issue there in the Northeast. Just something really impacting them today. Then we take a look out west. They are still being battered by this stream of atmospheric moisture making its way into portions of California. I mean, today, right now, the worry is going to be portions of the Central Coast and then eventually Southern California. The National Weather Service has issued a rare extreme risk for flash flooding, or for flooding rather, for portions of Los Angeles. So if you are heading to LAX tonight or have a flight, be prepared for maybe some delays for sure. They could see rainfall rates up to an inch an hour, but overall, this moisture will last up until about Christmas or so. Then they'll see some uh some changes in terms of the rain giving up in terms of its intensity. But then the mountain snow, they can pick up several feet of snow in some of the higher elevations. So a lot going on there in the West Coast. But here, of course, at home, it is quiet. So if you're staying home for the holidays, you should be just fine. But again, if you do plan on travel, pack your patience, especially if you're heading out to either of the coasts. I want to break down yesterday's extreme heat because yesterday we broke records across the board. Everywhere in red is a location that broke a daily record. Amarillo, Borger, Dalhart, you guys didn't just set new records, you shattered your previous ones by a good margin. Places like Goodwell, Portales, and Clayton did the exact same thing. However, it's Portales highlighted in kind of that deeper red that not only set a new record for the day, but also for the month. They had a previous record of 78 degrees, which was the highest temperature recorded in the month of December. Now it is now 79 degrees set on 2025. So yes, the heat that we were dealing with is no joke. And for today, we do expect similar but slightly cooler conditions to be the name of the game. Taking a look at our yard work forecast, if you are trying to get outside to do any yard work, maybe put up some lights or decorations last minute, especially if you took them down yesterday because of the breezy conditions, you are all clear, at least for today, to put those back up and get some of that yard work done as temperatures rise into the near 70 degrees by lunchtime. Taking a look at some of the places that could break records today, Tucumcari, Clovis, and Portales are probably your best shots for any records to be broken today. Just the overall wind shift and just those cooler conditions for areas north. And even if you're along I 40, you'll just be a tad bit cooler than yesterday. And taking a look at those highs, you can notice just that. Uh, Everywhere in the northern half of the panhandle, you'll be in the lower 70s and upper 60s across the area. Amarillo, we brought down your high from 78 to 76 for today, mainly due to the fact that we do have that wind shift and will bring some cooling conditions. But for area south, Paducah in the mid 80s, as well as Childress, in that region, They may just fall short of their record. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Childress's record is 87. They'll likely fall short of that. But of course, it's Eastern New Mexico that will likely be the place or the culprit to do any records, breaking any records today. Running into our model, you can see that southwest flow begins to kick back in early in the afternoon hours, heading into the overnight into Wednesday. Cloud cover, especially for areas south. Throughout the day, we'll have periods of some sun and clouds. Overall, still a pleasant day and could be back near record breaking territory. Heading into Thursday morning for Christmas, we will have those clouds here and there, but overall, Christmas is looking quite warm. Taking a look at the planner, you could see we could be talking about the hottest Christmas on record. It's warm and breezy. Unfortunately, you actually can't even, well, warm and breezy. You could see the thing there, but overall, talking about temperatures in the 70s. Taking a look at your next weather maker, the heat is sticking around throughout the rest of this week. That we know. We know temperatures will be abnormally above average. However, heading into the second half of the weekend, we'll have a cold front that's moving through. You could see that cold air pouring in from the north. Now, this is just one model's interpretation, but Monday morning we could be waking up with temperatures in the 30s, if not in the 20s across the area, probably feeling a bit colder than that. But even take a look, if you are coming back from your travels during the holidays, Minneapolis will be could have a temperature of 3 degrees, Chicago 15, below freezing there in New York. At 45 degrees in Atlanta is actually quite chilly for them, and 33 if you're hitting the slopes up in Denver in the high country there. So we could see the trend of cooling conditions for the first part of next week. The question is, how long does it last, and do we get any precip out of it? So when we take a look at our temperature outlook, overall, as we close out the year and enter the new year, we still retain that 70% chance of above normal temperatures per the Climate Prediction Center. That is indicating that this will likely be a short lived cold snap. So don't get used to that relief. But then when we take a look at our precip, this is what we've been keeping our eye on. We have not had any measurable precip in over 2 weeks now. Um, and per the Climate Prediction Center, the window from December 29th to January 2nd looks like we may be above normal in terms of our precip. Now, it doesn't take much, and it's only a 40% chance, but still something we're keeping our eye on. That's mainly due to a cutoff low that will develop off the west coast, and that could ship some moisture into our direction. So we'll keep an eye on that. In our 7 day tracker, we can notice temperatures well above average, 20 to 30 degrees throughout much of this week and into the first half of the weekend. Breezy conditions for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday before they die down just a bit heading into Sunday. That cold front pushing through, knocking our temperatures down roughly 20 degrees, and into Monday even colder as that cold air settles in. And I hope you all take care, stay safe, and have a great rest